Okay, so are you ready for this? We are diving deep into Karissa Chen's Homeseeking.
Ooh, I've heard some buzz about this one.
Yeah, it's getting a lot of attention. It's a Good Morning America book club pick.
Nice.
Yeah, and like Good Housekeeping and the LA Times are raving about it.
Okay, so what's it about?
So basically, we're going to be looking at the synopsis today to get a feel for the story and kind of what we might find in the book.
Sounds good.
All right, so the premise. Two people, Haiwen and Suchi, reunited after 60 years.
Wow.
At a 99 ranch market in LA.
60 years is a long time.
I know, right? Can you imagine all those memories coming back?
Yeah, like what would even happen?
I know, right? So I think it's really interesting how the story spans this huge period of time.
Okay.
It goes from World War II all the way to 2008.
Oh, wow.
Following Haiwen and Suchi across continents and decades.
So it's like a historical, like a love story, but also a historical epic.
Yeah, kind of like how these big global events impact their lives and their love.
Makes sense, especially if they're immigrants, right?
Exactly. So it starts in Shanghai.
Okay.
And we meet Haiwen, who's a violinist.
A violinist.
Yeah. And Suchi, when she's young, is drawn to his music.
Oh.
Yeah, in their neighborhood. And then, of course, World War II, throws everything into chaos.
Right. It must have been so hard for Chinese immigrants at that time.
Totally. Rebuilding your life in a new country while also thinking about what you left behind.
It's like a double sense of displacement.
Exactly. And I think that ties into the whole homeseeking theme.
Makes sense.
What does home even mean when you've experienced so much change?
Right.
And then fast forward 60 years later, and they meet again at a 99 ranch market.
A 99 ranch?
Yeah. Do you know what that is?
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's more than just a grocery store.
Totally. It's like a cultural hub for a lot of Asian Americans.
Yeah, you can find all sorts of things there.
Yeah, I mean, it makes you wonder if they were meant to meet there.
Yeah, that's a good point, like fate versus coincidence.
Right, and think about what they've both been through in those 60 years.
That's true.
Haiwen is recently widowed.
Oh, wow.
And looking for a second chance at love.
Okay.
And Suchi, she seems to have moved on.
Really?
Yeah, and she doesn't want to dwell on the past.
So they're in very different places.
Yeah, and it kind of makes you think, can you ever really escape your past?
Right, or does it always shape you in some way?
Yeah, and how do you balance that with moving forward?
Especially with love, right? Like past loves and new possibilities.
Exactly. And 60 years, that's a lifetime of memories.
I know, it makes you think about what they'll remember and how it'll affect them.
Right, and as readers, we'll be going through that too.
Oh, for sure. We'll be experiencing those memories and feelings right alongside them.
Totally. So it seems like Homeseeking is exploring some pretty big themes.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
The power of love, the impact of history on our lives.
The search for belonging.
Right, and what home really means.
Yeah, how do we define it, especially after so much change?
Right, and I think it's also really interesting to think about how their personal choices are intertwined with the bigger historical events of the 20th century.
Right.
And how that shapes their understanding of home.
Yeah, that's a great point. It's not just about what we decide, but also the forces beyond our control.
Exactly. It really makes you think about how history shapes our lives.
For sure. And I can't wait to see how Homeseeking explores all of this.
Me too. It's going to be a fascinating deep dive.
Absolutely. I'm ready.
Me too. 2C18A.